And we're going to be talking about those of you who sometimes or often or most of the time feel that you don't have enough time to train as an actor or as an artist, as a singer, as a dancer. You know it's important. You know you want to do it, you crave it, you miss it, and you find yourself in a loop of feeling like I don't have enough time. Like I'm running around, I'm doing some drop-offs and some workshops and some networking, and I have to redo my reel or redo my headshots, and I have these auditions, and I have my job, and I have my life, and I have so much things to do that I have no time to train. And it's frustrating, but because when I'm not training and I'm acting and I have an opportunity or a tape, an audition, or I'm booked on a job and I feel rusty because I'm not trained, I'm incapable of being, in the moment and fully alive and instinctive and present and free and purposeful. Like I'm not really ready because I'm not warmed up, I'm not trained, I'm not open. I'm like, rusty, old, stinky, a little stuck, and I'm not able to meet the opportunity, which can be really frustrating because if you're an actor, if you're an artist, what you want is to be able to perform. So also, when you're not acting or when you're not doing a self-tape, but you are running around like a, crazy chicken with no head to do all the marketing part of your job, and you're not trained, you may not feel grounded as an artist. You may not feel in your element or satisfied or any well-being because you're not training what's essential. You're not training your instrument, and therefore you're just not really yourself quite much. You're just the machine doing the marketing thing. You're not feeling your artistic self. And you may have tried already to just do more and be more organized and to push yourself and to force yourself and to fit more in one day so that you would train, but that's not sustainable because you'll do that a couple of days training out at 11:30 p.m. and then you'll be just like, oh no, I can't. I'm just too tired. It's too much and I don't want to do it. So it can be a vicious cycle of being like demotivated, like you're not trained, you're only doing the business side of things. Then you're rusty, you show up, it doesn't work, you can't meet the opportunity because you're rusty. And then you have more things to do. You should do more marketing, get more auditions, get more self-tapes, like get more opportunities, but you're still not trained and you're not really you and you're not really artistic and you're rusty and blah, 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 blah. And so it's a downward spiral of really not feeling like yourself, not feeling creative, not feeling present, not feeling like you can meet the opportunity, and actually forcing yourself to do more without that doing any good for you, right? So that can be really not working well. And so what I would like to do is to be a little bit blunt and to give you a little bit of self-love, because when we feel that we have no time to train, how can I put it in a way that is shocking your system enough and yet not provoking you too hard, is like actually using the excuse of time to not do the scariest thing that you must do. So what you're doing is not that you're actually stuck in between so many big things and obligations that you have to do and you have no time for what you really want, but you're using all of these things to hide and not show up for the one only most essential priority that would affect everything else on your plate. So what do you show up with to a meeting, to a casting, to an audition, to a self-tape, to a set, to a play, to a networking event, to a showcase, to your headshots, to your reel? What's the main ingredient? You, right? The main ingredient is your instrument, its capacity to be fully alive, fully in the moment, fully present, fully open, fully instinctive, right? And if you're not training that, if you're not keeping that alive, that openness, that juiciness, that life that runs through your veins, it means that you're showing up for all these things that you have put on your schedule and on your agenda, all the marketing aspects of your career, all the business side of things, all of those meetings without you really being there. So it's completely delusional to think that all of these priorities that you've put on your agenda are going to be met if you're not at the center of them, if you're showing up half-assed, if you're showing up not really having trained, not really having made sure that you are 100% open, free, purposeful, instinctive, present, fully alive in the moment, if you're not able to be you 100% uniquely you, none of the things that you're doing matter, because they won't work. Your tapes won't work, your headshots won't work, your reel won't work. Because if you're showing up as this version of you, a 20% version of you, an 80% version of you, a 50% version of you, you're not 100%. If you're not 100%, what are you supplementing that with? With pretending, with faking, with pleasing, which is not you, which is useless, which is not interesting for your audience, whether that's a casting director, a real audience, a director. They cannot connect with you if you're not 100% connected. They cannot connect with you because you're not 100% there. You're not inside connected, right? So when you're saying, I don't have enough time to train, I want you to stop in your tracks and realize that you're lying to yourself. You're using time as an excuse to hide and not take care of the one most important thing that you have to offer and gift and enjoy, which is yourself. And why are you not doing that? Because part of you knows that in order to be 100% you, you're going to have to look at your shit. You're going to have to look at your truth. You're going to have to be authentic. You're going to have to go and look into sticky places. You're going to have to show up, and that can be a little scary, a little frustrating. It can make you a little nervous. So it's uncomfortable feelings that you're not ready to confront and to face and to feel, and therefore you're using time as an excuse. I have no time for that. And you get to hide behind overwhelm, behind I'm busy, behind I'm running around, I have so much, which is so socially acceptable. So you do that because that's easier than actually going, oh, wait a minute. What's the most important thing? Me. How about I look inside? How about I look within? How about I look at these demons? I look at these terrors. I look at these fears. I look at what's blocking me. I look at what's making me want to hide. I look at what's making me feel not good enough. I'm looking at all those sticky things. And I'm letting these things move through me. It's scary, right? In the work that we do in this community, we invite actors to look inside and to reset themselves and undo all the conditioning, all the learning, all the stuff that came on top of your perfect version of you as a child. And we ask of people to look at these things until they get back into their heart, into their soul, into their truth. And not everyone is doing that. And the people who are doing it get scared. Of course they get scared. Because everything else in the world is making you used to numbing, hiding, pretending, getting addicted to something else, not feeling, repressing, hiding. That's the norm. So to stop doing that, which is everything that you see around you, to stop the hiding, stop the numbing, stop the pretending, stop the addiction, and actually be. Actually be with what is. Actually feel what you feel. Actually feel what you feel. The terror, the fear, the shame, the wanting to hide, to scream, the sadness, and the joy, and the pride. To just feel all of you. That has become, unfortunately, so scary because you've been brought up in a world where we don't want you to feel. We want you to please, to correspond, to fit, to behave, to think like you're told, to feel like you're told. So to leave all of that norm and go into your truth is the scariest thing and the most valuable thing and the most rewarding thing and the most impactful thing and the most exhilarating thing you can do. But it's also scary because it's different than what you're used to. And humans are not used to different. They're not used to change. So they don't do it. They'd rather not do it. They'd rather say, oh, it's time. I have no time to do that. Then you get to hide and not do, the walk in the fire. Put your feet in the fire and meet yourself as capable of walking through the fire, right? So if this resonates, if this makes any sense, if you've caught yourself hiding behind time, you know, thinking and believing that you don't have time to take care of the most important thing in the world, which is you as an artist and as a human being, you know, sit with it a little bit and see if this makes sense, if this resonates. Get in touch with us, let us know that this makes sense, and you can download some free trainings that we have if you look in the link in the bio or in the about section, in the comments on YouTube, and start with that. Start with that, or get on our wait list, or send us a message and start taking a shovel and digging inside rather than searching for solutions outside. Okay?